Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are at the Warner Brothers studio tour here in London. I'm so excited. I'm such a Potter nerd. I cannot wait to get inside. I am team Gryffindor, as you can tell by my beanie, but whether you are Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw or Slytherin, I will not judge you. Come on, let's go inside and check it out. The studio tour is enormously popular, so you'll need to book your tickets online well in advance. If you're planning a special trip to London to visit the studio, you will want to allow a lead-in time of about 4 months to ensure you get your tickets on the day you want. If you have a flexible schedule, opt for a weekday tour and check ahead to avoid school holidays, or half-term as the British call it, to have a quieter experience. Tickets are timed, so you want to go for an early time slot if you can, because once you're in, you can stay all day. I recommend you get a digital guide. You can book these online with your tickets, or you can pick it up on the day. These digital guides are more than just an audio tour. They do provide additional information, including behind-the-scenes footage, fascinating facts about the sets, props, costumes, all showcased in the studio tour. For $4.95, I think they're a bit steep as an additional expense on top of the tickets, but they are worth it. The first part of the studio tour, we haven't seen the Great Hall yet, but in this section they cover the different movies, and they have some screenshots from each of the movies and the cast the year that they were on the big screen, and yeah, you can kind of see how all of the main characters grew over time, and it is really, really sweet. Aside from the posters, this room seems a little pointless. It's actually a holding bay ahead of the cinema experience, which we weren't allowed to film, and then into the Great Hall. If you can, get to the front and hug the left wall in both rooms. It'll give you the best chance to getting front row seats in the cinema, and trust me, you'll thank me later. You should note that anyone with a birthday gets to open the doors to the Great Hall, so if it's your birthday, step forward. Welcome to the Great Hall. You'd recognise this. This is one of the key locations in all of the Harry Potter films. Depending on the time of year you visit, the Great Hall regularly undergoes a themed or festive transformation. A focus on a particular house or special events like Halloween, the Yule Ball, and for Christmas there's Hogwarts in the snow, with many iconic sets receiving a festive makeover. Your visit to the Great Hall is the only timed component of the entire tour. Here, you want to grab your shots as quick as you can, and do keep an eye on the rear of the hall. As most people move forward, you might just find that you have the back of the hall all to yourself, which is perfect for a selfie. So we finished in the Great Hall and we've moved into this section behind me. It's all about the staff, so the producers, the screenwriters, the copywriters, the graphic designers, the set artists, everybody that did anything on the actual movies get a credit here, which is really sweet. There's also models here as well. This is the Gryffindor boys dormitory, and it was built in 2000 when the cast was still very young. So the beds are built to fit them for 5'9". But as you can imagine, the guys grew up really quickly and therefore got tall. You can see in some of the later movies that they had to curl up when they went to bed because they hung off the end of the beds.
Try an elephant.
This is Dumbledore's office, and probably the most interesting thing about this bit of the backlot is that the books up on the shelves here are actually British phone books covered in leather. They were repurposed for the movie. In this section, you can browse through many iconic props from all of the movies. There are the Horcruxes, Neville's Remember-All, Harry's first golden snitch, Hermione's Time Turner, and of course a few relics from the Triwizard Tournament, including Harry's golden egg and the Triwizard Cup. bit at the backlog talks about the animal actors. So that is of course the dog Fang, Crookshanks the cat, which is Emma Watson's cat in the movies, and of course there's Hedwig, Harry's owl. Who's your favourite? Leave it in the comments below. I never quite realised just how much of Harry Potter was filmed on a green screen until I came here and discovered that just about everything is done on a green screen, or there is a hell of a lot of visual effects in the background behind it to make a scene come alive. So in this one here you can see the broomsticks and how the cast would ride Quidditch games, or how they would ride the broomsticks through central London. It's not all magic. Is the Ministry of Magic from the Order of the Phoenix.
Was Muggle Studies. It is.
About halfway through the tour so far, we are just about to head into the Forbidden Forest. Can't wait. There is meant to be some scary things inside.
The forest? I thought that was a joke. We can't go in there.
Found my lost luggage. Here it is. It's time for me to go to platform 9 3/4. Oh wow, this place is cool. Look. And you can go inside the train. Platform 9 3/4 is a lot bigger than you think it's going to be. The train on the platform is the real deal from the movies, and even better, you can go inside one of the carriages and peek inside the compartments. We are going into the real life Hogwarts Express. Watch your head if you're tall. The carriage itself is no more than a couple of feet wide, at least the bit that you can walk in, but all of the carriages themselves, the compartments are roped off, so you can't go inside, but you can definitely peek into plenty of these little windows right here. Don't forget to try and push your trolley through the wall just like Ron and Harry did. So this is the Backlot Cafe. We're about halfway through the studio tour so far. You can stop here for refreshments, drinks. They do have butterbeer on tap, which I do have my eye on. Whilst it's not listed on the conditions of entry, you can bring your own food into the studio tour, which is great for restricted diets, fussy eaters, and those on a budget. You can eat inside the Backlot Cafe. However, if the weather is agreeable, get one of the picnic tables outside, which is great for people watching opportunities. While you're enjoying your break between the two halves, maybe get some lunch at the Backlot Cafe. You can also come outside and enjoy some of the extras. You've got the chess pieces from the Philosopher's Stone. There's also the Weasley's Enchanted Car, and of course, Hagrid's motorcycle. Also outside is Godric's Hollow, number 4 Privet Drive, home to the Dursley family, the 3-story night bus that came to Harry's rescue in The Prisoner of Azkaban, and also Hogwarts Bridge. So this is the famous Hogwarts Bridge. One thing I have taken away from this experience here at the studio tour is just how different things look on camera. So the bridge is not as long as you'd imagine, and it is crooked, which I guess provides some perspective on camera. But yeah, it's just so interesting to see things different than how you know them on film. There are free hands-on activities included in the ticket price, including flying lessons, magic-made chores in the burrow, wand dueling sessions, and dancing with Dobby. If you're travelling with kids, keep an eye out for these passport stamping stations. If you don't have a passport, you can always emboss your ticket like I did. Of course, I chose the Gryffindor crest for that. So this is the creature shop. So all of the creatures that weren't CGI were made right here. Here are some of the things you might recognise. I love this part of the backlot way more than I thought I would, because all of the creatures that I've come to know and love as a part of the Harry Potter movies are right here. There's the basilisk, there's Buckbeak, there he is. It took 4 hours to transform Warwick Davis into Griphook for the films. Each prosthetic mask took weeks to create, with each hair individually inserted and veins painstakingly painted on by hand. In this section they talk about how things were made. So the columns inside Gringotts Bank aren't marble, despite the fact that they look very much like marble. They're actually made from plaster, and then they have a marble lookalike plate over the top made of paper. That makes it really easy for them to break it later in the movies. Welcome to Gringotts Wizarding Bank. This marble-pillared, chandelier-lit room was added as part of an extension in 2019, modelled after the interior of Australia House, the Australian High Commission here in London. Don't forget, the Ukrainian iron belly dragon that protects several high-security vaults may be on the loose. Next up, Diagon Alley. Diagon Alley is truly impressive. It does get a little crowded from time to time, and if you find that's the case, just give it a minute or two. It'll usually thin out, especially when the dragon is attacking a muggle or two. Just enough time for a selfie. This is easily one of my favourite bits about the studio tour. It is the final model. It took the team 8 weeks to construct this model, and they used it in lots of the filming, especially on the outside shots. When there's like Quidditch, when Harry is getting Neville's Remembrall back, all of that sort of stuff is either CGI or they use the model to create the outside of Hogwarts, and it is just magical. Each element is incredibly detailed, with miniature owls in the owlery, hinges on the doors, so be sure to take your time and utilise the panels around the walkway to further understand the significance of this piece. The studio says that you need about 3 hours to complete the entire tour. However, I spent about double that, and I still think there's more to see, read and do. The final room is Ollivander's wand shop. with thousands of wands and wand boxes bearing the names of more than 4,000 people who worked on the movies for over a decade. Before you leave, your path, of course, is undoubtedly routed through a gift shop where you can pick up anything from jewellery to wands, costumes, jumpers, stationery, socks, or your very own wizard's chess set. That's it for the vlog here about the Warner Brothers studio tour in London. Thanks for joining. If you are not already subscribed to the Roaming Required channel here on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and that little bell so you get the notifications when the new videos go live. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.